Hey everyone! Today we're going to talk about something I think is pretty fascinating: how to manage your own inner soundscape. It's all about finding the right key, so to speak, to quiet the noise in your head. Or maybe, just maybe, finding the right kind of noise. So let me just start by asking you this, because I have a feeling a lot of us have been here. Does your mind ever just feel way too loud? You know that feeling like there's this constant chatter of thoughts and worries and to-do lists that just will not quit? Especially when you really need to focus, or you're trying to fall asleep. And here's the thing, right? There's no one-size-fits-all solution for this. Some of us, we find our peace in total, absolute silence. But for others, and this is so interesting, having the right kind of background sound is actually what helps that racing mind finally take a breath and slow down. It's this cool contrast, and it's really the whole idea we're digging into. Okay, so let's get into this concept of the whispering key. Now, I want you to think of it less like a single magical key and more like a whole toolkit, or maybe a keychain with a bunch of different keys, each one designed to help you tune your own state of mind. I mean, just imagine it for a second. What if you had the perfect key for any mental state you are in? A specific key you could pull out for when you need to focus, another one for when you need to relax, one for creativity, and definitely one for trying to get to sleep. It's all about being intentional with the sound around us to help the world inside us. All right, so let's take a look at the menu. The Whispering Key gives you this curated list of 8 totally different soundscapes, and each one is built for a really specific purpose, for a different state of mind. And I gotta stress, we're not just talking about random playlists here. This is a collection of 8 unique instrumental styles. Think of them like auditory tools, where every single sound was chosen to do a very specific job. And wow, the variety here is just incredible. I mean, look at this list. There's a key for pretty much any situation you can think of. You've got the intense focus of dark academia for when you're studying, the creative coziness of a fantasy tavern, or even that late night, wired-in energy of a cyberpunk city. Each one has its own unique purpose. So let's zoom in on one, dark academia. Picture it, you've got a huge research paper and you need to get in the zone for hours. This is the soundscape that's designed to create that deep, thoughtful atmosphere to help you just sink into the work. Or hey, maybe it's a completely different kind of project. You're trying to write a story or just brainstorm some new ideas. The Fantasy Tavern key, well, that's not about intense focus. It's about sparking your imagination, creating this feeling of warmth and comfort. And what about those nights when the world is asleep, but your brain is just on fire? That's the whole vibe of the Cyberpunk City soundscape. It's for that unique, neon-soaked energy, that feeling of being totally dialed in while everything hums around you. Okay, this next part is maybe the most important piece of this whole idea. This is not about being told what works. It's about shifting your mindset. It's about treating this as a personal experiment, not some kind of belief system you have to buy into. The key phrase is right here. Use this music as an experiment, not a belief. And that's such a game changer, isn't it? It just takes all the pressure off. You don't have to believe that jazz cafe music is going to make you focus. You're just invited to try it out, to kind of test the theory for yourself. It just becomes a simple, personal investigation. And here's how you run that experiment. It's incredibly simple. First, listen with intention. You pick a soundscape for a specific reason. Second, just notice. That's it. How does it actually feel? Is your mind calmer, more focused, or more distracted? Third, if it helps, awesome. You found a new tool for your toolkit. Keep it. And fourth, and this is just as important, if it doesn't work, that is totally fine. Just turn it off. Because remember, silence is always a valid and sometimes very powerful choice. So that kind of leaves us with one final thought. When you look at that whole menu of soundscapes, all those different doors to different states of mind, the only real question left is, which key are you going to try first?